Welcome back to the Heat Check Podcast, episode 50. It is our May recording, and we are right back at it again in the Valley Sports Plug Studio B. I'm your host, Chris Patrick. Yes, episode 50. Wow, guys, what a ride it's been. We're gonna do this one a little bit different. We're gonna take a trip down memory lane and just kind of reflect on Valley Sports Plug here through 50 episodes of the Heat Check Podcast, which is our flagship podcast, which is our once a month in-person podcast recording. Currently, our only in-person podcast, aside from a few special events. Last month we did our 999 challenge. I guess that was earlier this month. Actually, that was just a couple weeks ago. And then every Tuesday night we go live on our YouTube channel, Valley Sports Plug, where you can go ahead and subscribe. That's where you'll find this video recording, and all audio podcasts are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so much more. All those links are going to be in the description, most of them at AZ_VSP. But before we get into the rest of the agenda, I want to introduce my co-hosts. Today we have Jacoby Brissett's relocation advisor, VSP Tallman.
There he is.
All right. Relocation advisor.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, you know, Jacoby Brissett, a journeyman. You've kind of advised him. Has he called you for his services recently, or do you think he plans on staying in Arizona a little bit longer?
He hasn't called yet. He hasn't called.
No
we
calls.
are on standby. I'm ready to get his ass out of town. Just
I mean, as his advisory specialist, I mean that's kind of your role there. Well, we'll keep tabs on VSP Tallman and see if Jacoby hits him up. But to his left there, we have Isaiah Hartenstein's life coach, Michael Benjamin.
Just grab him, pull him to the ground.
Yeah, so I mean, some people would say some questionable life choices from young Isaiah lately. What are you doing, man?
Unfortunately, I feel like I'm not the best life coach out there because there's been a couple of guys that I've been put at the helm to, you know, help change the narrative and change the course of their lives, and it just seems like continuously goes down.
Yeah,
but at least mine's going up.
That's true. I mean, hey,
Wait, well, hold on. Some would say that Jacoby is holding out on Tallman for relocation services.
Oh,
Heyo.
that could be.
Mike's
That
been
could
on
be.
fire today.
Sorry, it's just bad.
There you
Dad
go.
joke
That's
era is
good.
coming.
I mean, he is technically still under contract for at least one more season with the Cardinals, but has yet to come to the voluntary workouts.
Hey, it's voluntary.
It's voluntary, completely voluntary. Josh Sweat not present either.
That's a little scary.
Oh no!
That's a little scary.
I don't know.
You know, Jacoby might throw some business your way and have Josh Sweat be looking at some relocation
Hell
services
no.
as well.
He's paid handsomely. He's not going anywhere.
Oh, he sure is, but that's a Gannon guy. It's a Gannon guy.
That's okay.
But he's still got his boy Rallis here, you know, so maybe there's some.
Well,
some-
so the defense hasn't changed, right? In theory.
in
Right?
theory.
So Rallis is still here. He's a veteran guy. Maybe he doesn't feel like it's necessary, right?
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
But
I mean,
that's one of those things though where it's like it's voluntary, but it's like you're still expected to be there, right? Especially if you're a leader on the team.
right.
You should be there.
And especially given the fact that it's a first year head coach.
That's the biggest
That
thing.
too, yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
You want to rally around him, and you want to get everyone on the same page. Utilize all that extra time you get. But again, voluntary.
Voluntary.
They're gonna hang.
Just
their hat
remember,
on it.
it's voluntary.
Just remember.
Yeah, this is voluntary, but I still showed up.
Who said this is voluntary? Who told him this is voluntary?
Your PTO is long gone, my brother. Long
No,
gone.
I still got a couple days I got to use. Man.
Yeah. I don't doubt that for a second. But boys, glad to have you here back in the studio once again. Mike, you recommended for episode 50 we do it a little bit special. So like I said, we'll take that trip down memory lane. We're going to take a look at the state of the fandom here in the Valley and the state as a whole, kind of check in what the vibe is. You know, we've kind of lamented and moaned and groaned about some of the fans or lack of fans here in town, so we'll get into the intricacies of that. And then to round it all out, we got a special list for you guys. We're gonna put together, we've done Mount Rushmores before, we've done our top 5, top 4. This is gonna be our Mount Rushmore of Valley teams, so not like Cardinals, Diamondbacks, but like 06 Cardinals,
Yes,
or
sir.
you know, specific teams within the time that the Valley has had sports. So boys, before we go ahead and get into that, Mike, you had something special for us.
Of course. I mean, This is a big one, episode 50. Gentlemen, we've been doing this for over 4 years now. I can't believe it. Going back to the Lil Wayne intro days. Maybe we should do that for this one, Chris. Or like do the outro as the...
Yeah. See, I probably got it on here, yeah.
But it also has been a minute since your boy has come bearing gifts. So I did it today, but in order to get your gifts, we're going to do a little trivia. We're going to have some fun. You're going to have to get these right in order to get these.
Oh, shit.
I guess I'm not getting a gift
Some are
today.
easier than others. Obviously, they're all going to be Arizona sports related. But I got a couple of things for you guys, and we're going to start off. This question is for both of you. I need you to get on the same page.
Are we hitting like a buzzer?
No. You're going to conversate here, collaborate.
Yeah.
This one.
Okay, together.
Some are going to be for Chris. Some are going to be for you. Others are going to be for both.
Okay.
But for this
I
one,
like it.
we're going to start off with this question. Who was the first Phoenix Suns player inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame?
Oh,
The
man.
very first Phoenix Suns player.
Go for it, Chris.
Should I do it like trivia? 30 seconds starts
Okay, I
now.
got
Yeah, we got to put a
got
time
nothing,
on it
man.
because we might be here for a while. You got nothing?
They've been around since the 60s.
I'm not going to let you guys labor through it too long, so I will give some hints. Think about your boy, Michael Benjamin.
Okay.
Okay, so now I have two.
I'm thinking about
I have
him.
two guesses.
Throw them out there,
Okay.
and then you guys figure out who you think it is.
My
Hawkins.
Yeah, so
No.
Connie Hawkins was my first. My second guess once Mike said that. My first guess was Alvin Adams.
Think about your boy, Michael Benjamin,
So it's got to
when
be.
you think about this answer.
So it's got to be Connie Hawkins.
Is that what you guys want to go
Yeah,
with?
that's what we're gonna go with.
The answer is Connie Hawkins, the first
when
player
I said it,
ever.
you should have just been like, "That's it." Yeah.
No, we had to be final answer.
I'm gonna
you know?
start.
Dude, he
cheating.
played in like every league. He played in the ABL, the ABA, and the NBA.
Jeez.
He was inducted in 1992. All right, so your first gifts, straight from the OKC Thunder.
Oh
Let's
shit.
Suns
go.
game. Game 4, sweep.
Suns up.
Tough.
Suns playoffs.
But hey, a little bit of memorabilia,
Let's go.
straight from the game.
These playoffs. I like it. Suns were not
that
up
didn't
in that game.
didn't spin very well.
If you don't want that, give that to Mason. How about that?
To Mason.
Your nephew.
Your nephew.
No way.
Because you're gonna have plenty,
guys, I have a nephew.
because you're gonna have plenty of other gifts. But
Okay,
this question is specifically for Chris. Chris, who is second all time in career assists for the Phoenix Suns?
Second all time. So
Second all time.
we know first all time is got to be Steve Nash. I think.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
I'm.
And the Phoenix Suns have had just a litany of all-time great point guards, right?
It's true.
But think back to some of the best teams ever. Keyword is think back.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not Booker.
92 Suns.
Think back. Think back. Think back.
I think Tallman might be onto something there with the hint for you.
Who's the point guard though?
Oh,
That's bad. I shouldn't have said those words.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is tough.
would you like another hint?
Yes.
He has a very infamous play where he dunked on Hakeem Olajuwon.
Oh, is it KJ? Kevin Johnson?
Yeah, former congressman or
Sacramento mayor.
was he the mayor?
Yeah, pretty
of
sure.
Sacramento?
I think so.
Second all time, 6,518 assists.
Wow.
In 12 seasons.
That's a lot.
Little Phoenix Suns
Look
basketball
at
for you
that.
there,
Look
bud,
at
so
that.
you can keep shooting
Dunk
on
it.
your hoop. I love it.
Oh, we made it.
I actually made it. That's crazy.
All right, this one's for Tallman.
Oh, no.
Tallman.
Oh no.
Michael Wilson
Ugh.
had over
Stanford.
1,000 yards last year. Who was the last receiver to have over 1,000 yards before Michael Wilson?
Ooh.
The last Arizona Cardinals receiver
Before him.
before him. So the last guy to have it, and then Michael had it.
Oh. Is it Hopkins?
Is that your answer? Is that your final answer?
I don't like the way you sounded there.
This is like Jeopardy. You gotta lock it in, bro.
Go ahead. I locked
DeAndre
it in.
Hopkins.
Ding, ding, ding. DeAndre Hopkins is the answer.
Okay.
He had 1,407 yards receiving in the 2020 season.
Wow, that's a lot. Wait,
That
so
was
you're
the
telling me
last
that nobody had 1,000 yards since then?
That is
Except
correct.
for
Until Michael Wilson.
The Stanford.
Because I
legend.
don't think Trey McBride had over 1,000 until this last year. Or maybe he
Yeah,
did.
but he's also not a receiver.
Either way, I was talking about
Yeah,
receivers.
yeah.
Trey McBride is a man of his own. Well, here you go. A little 2001.
What?
Arizona
Straight
Diamondbacks,
from
Diamondbackers
the vault
baseball.
That's
of Mr.
clean.
Partel. Hell yeah, that's cool.
good for
I
Tallman.
swear I wasn't just cleaning out my closet.
You
'cause I have
totally
too
were.
much stuff. No, that's not
You
true.
threw this thing against the wall a
That's
couple
not
times,
true.
all scuffed up.
All right, you guys should definitely get this because this is probably the most quintessential Arizona sports moment in the history of Arizona sports.
It's a value.
This is for both of you guys.
Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Which pitcher threw the last out in the top of the 9th inning of Game 7 of the 2001 World Series?
Randy Johnson.
And you gotta. This is for both of you, so you gotta
Yeah,
collaborate, lock it in, whatever you want to do here.
Was it Randy or was it Kurt?
I think Randy pitched the game before, but then he pitched at the end of that game.
He did.
That was back when,
Pitchers actually cared.
yeah, when men actually played baseball, as they showed Ketel Marte.
Oh man.
They'd actually throw 120 pitches in a game.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like it. Randy Johnson.
We're going with Randy.
Yep.
Perfect, because it is Randy Johnson.
Right. Yep.
Infamously, he pitched 1 1/3 innings, including strikeouts of Alfonso Soriano and Bernie Williams in the 9th.
Feels so bad.
All right, this is for you guys.
Oh,
2 Diamondbacks lanyards.
Oh,
you got
look
it,
at
but
that.
you got to figure out which one you want. I couldn't find the same one, unfortunately. So you
where
can.
do you get all this shit?
I got those at Just Sports.
Just sports.
The other
pretty
stuff
good.
I've
good.
had. Well, the others, obviously the little towels are from the Suns game. The other stuff I've had for years and years.
He's cleaning out his
I
closet.
kind of like that one, Tallman. You wanna
Oh yeah.
you wanna work out a
that
little
one?
trade?
Sure.
I mean, I already have a D-backs lanyard that has some red in it, so
Boom.
I don't use a lanyard.
see there you go.
All right. Well, you can
put,
just give it back to me.
put
I think
your-
that's
Okay. Okay.
put your mail key on it or something.
Mail key? My mail key's like this big.
All right.
Okay.
Be like a lot of.
Last
Fabric.
one, gentlemen. Last one. And this is whoever gets it right gets this. Okay. Who threw the 3rd most touchdowns to Larry Fitzgerald on the Arizona Cardinals?
Third most.
3rd most.
Oh
Wow.
god.
It should be pretty easy to know who are the top 2, right?
Yeah. Kurt and
Carson.
Carson.
Kurt and Carson. Yep.
Is it Josh Rosen?
No, it's
No, it is not Josh
definitely
Rosen.
not.
Rosen. It's not Kyler. We know that.
no. He only played 1 year with them.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Cobb.
Ooh, that's not a bad one.
No. And remember, whoever gets it, there's only one prize here. So whoever gets it gets this.
What's the prize though? So
I
know
can't-
if
I
I'm-
can't tell.
Okay.
No,
All right.
I
Fine.
can't tell.
Fine.
It would be Ryan Lindley.
No.
John Skelton.
John Skelton.
John Skelton is 4th
Oh
all time
man. Fuck.
with, I think, 7 touchdowns.
That's it. Oh,
This
no.
guy
man.
threw 12 touchdowns to Larry Fitzgerald.
Josh McCown.
Yep, that's a good one.
Is
Josh
that-
McCown.
That's it. Yeah.
12 touchdowns.
Damn.
I got you a nice little
What?
Oh man.
Let's
Arizona
go.
themed head cover right there. It says tee it up.
How did you know I needed one?
That's definitely.
Did you really need
I
one?
needed a boxing mitt.
What were you going to say?
So that's definitely not the one that he's been using for the past year.
Me?
Yeah.
You've been using it? Oh,
I had been.
I just put my hand in it. Oh man.
I have the Gorilla, the swag one now.
Oh, that's right. Hell yeah.
But I don't want it to not go to waste. I think that's an awesome head cover.
That's
It's Arizona
cool.
everything.
Yeah,
no, that's
totally
Do you really need one?
Yeah, because I had the Coors Light one.
Did it rip?
No, I
you lose
lost it somewhere. in the
No.
corner.
No.
So then I went back to my old TaylorMade cover, and it's all like
falling
sun
apart and,
damaged
like,
and
yeah.
shit.
Well,
Yeah, it looks
perfect.
horrible. But I also have a new driver waiting for me from Mr. T Jr.
Mr. T Jr.
Shout out
If you're
Mr.
watching
T.
this, I know you're not, but
Is it his old driver?
yeah, he bought a new one.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
So you have a new old driver, a new old head cover,
Hey, it's new to me. Both of them
Yeah.
are new to me.
a new old 2001 Diamondbackers baseball.
That's right. A lanyard I'm going to give back to you when we're done.
No, you better
No,
keep that
you're
lanyard.
keeping
That
that.
lanyard's
You're
awesome.
keeping that.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks for playing.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Mike.
Thanks,
These are
Mike.
very generous. You are the most giving member of the Valley Sports
Yeah,
Club
you
family.
are. Here, I got you a gift.
That's true. Where are my shoes, man? I'm ready
Yeah,
for
we
some shoes.
got to get him some shoes.
No, this works. This is good enough.
See, that's like shoes, kind of.
He bought those, though.
Don't tell the people that.
No, I mean,
hold on. Some would say that I am the father of this group.
yeah,
There we go.
So you can start calling me Padre.
Padre Miguel.
So then what?
Padre Benjamin.
What would that make
Padre-
me? Chris
Padre
is kind of like the mom.
What?
He's offended.
I am offended.
Oh, dude.
How dare you?
You're
I'm
like the
fuck up kid.
you're like the rebel child who
I got suspended from school.
dropped out of high school and did drugs.
Yeah, you're like the third cousin that we were worried about not being involved. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like things might have gone a bad route. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, we keep an eye on you. We got to keep you
That,
around family so you don't make bad decisions.
That backfired on me. I shouldn't have said
Yeah, I'm like the fun uncle.
Thanks, guys.
He's a funkle. Oh my
I'm the
God.
funkle. I want to be the funkle.
Oh man.
Well, you do have the most nephews out of all of us, so
I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got a few nephews.
I got 3.
Yeah. Well, guys, that's awesome. Thank you, Mike. That was super
sir.
generous and unexpected. But
Thank you. I'm going to throw a curveball at the camera.
episode 50, guys.
5-0.
Mike said I have to bring that episode 50 energy,
Let's see
and
it.
I'm out about 50% energy right now. So
You're starting off good.
I'm trying. I'm front loading the energy. So hopefully by the end,
You need to shotgun a beer.
that seems to always be
That's his like go-to.
his like
I've
remedy.
Him and
for
his
any
brother
situation.
at
have
999
never said
challenge.
that.
You have to shotgun the last one. It's
Yeah.
like, my God, if you want vomit everywhere,
So
then we can.
that wasn't my
shotgun.
suggestion, just to be clear.
It
I'm
is
sure. That was
Sunday.
his.
It is
Oh,
Sunday.
do you guys remember
No,
that?
we
talk
have retired.
about reminiscing. VSP.
Yeah, that was like pre Valley Sport. That was from the first iteration of Valley Sports Plug. But that wasn't even a VSP activity. That was
Dude,
just
how
So-
did we do that, guys?
degeneracy.
But when did you officially have the idea for Valley Sports Plug and you kicked it off? I know we were living together at the Wild Horse House.
Yeah. So let's take it back. So this was kind of born out of like, and I've always said this, like around 2018, probably 2019 is when Barstool Sports was really starting to like come a bit into the mainstream. And back then, like they weren't as big as they are now. But they were very much just like a group of guys having fun, talking sports, doing shit like that. And I was like, we could do that on like a Valley level. I got friends that we talk about sports, so might as well. And I had the audio equipment from when we made music.
Yep.
So I was like, that's all you need for a podcast is a digital audio workstation, a couple microphones, and your boys, and you got a podcast. And like, say what you will about podcasts. I know a lot of people say they need to make podcast equipment more expensive, but
I mean, they're not cheap.
well, yeah.
Everybody has a podcast.
I mean, you could get a couple of Yeti snowballs for $40 and
That's true, but-
and Audacity, and you're
Well, you
ready
got
to
the
go.
good stuff now, Chris.
Oh yeah, we've invested. This is fun fact. This is the same microphone I've used the entire time we've done the Valley Sports Plug.
It's a good mic.
This is probably a 10-year-old
This is also
microphone.
a good mic.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great mic. No, but yeah, so I got that idea and like pitched it to you guys, and you were on board like immediately. And Mike and I were living together, so it was a bit easy for us to just get in. And Kruver was living with us on the second half of that time at the Wild Horse House, and he would come on. I remember one time during the first iteration, because we launched, we did it for a few, like probably six to 8 months or something like that, and then it kind of like COVID happened and like kind of went away. But Kruver and I were sitting there recording in like that front room, like right when you walk in the front door, and my brother came home with like chicken wings, like in the middle of us recording it, and then for like 20 minutes it's just me and Kruver like eating chicken
Chomping it
wings
up.
with microphones in front of us. No, but we had no idea what we were doing. Like I think we had the YouTube channel and we would post. We didn't even. It was all strictly audio. It was like
everything was on like.
we didn't even have
wasn't even-
RSS yet. It was on like
You
SoundCloud.
put it on SoundCloud, yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have any of those up still?
I think so, because I think I made a separate because I have my SoundCloud
Yeah.
for when I was a rapper. Deep lore,
Hip,
deep
hop,
lore.
a hip,
When I
hip,
was a
hippity, hippity,
rapper.
hop,
When
hop,
I
we
was a
don't stop.
rapper, I'm retired now. No, but so we have that separate SoundCloud. It's probably out there somewhere still, I think.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. It was rough, guys. It was rough. But no, so then Mike, the relaunch. Walk me through the relaunch a little bit, because we wanted to start doing it again once I moved out here to the Far East Valley. And we had Studio A, where we would record it right down the hall over there. And we didn't have like a plan of like once a month. It was just going to be like whenever we could do it. And there was a couple, we came out the gate kind of strong, where we did like, we would all three do one, and then Tallman would come over and he and I would just talk D-backs for like an hour. And we had the Lil Wayne intro from Mac Miller's song. What is this? It's not What Am I Doing? Question. Yeah.
What
is that from Faces?
No,
it's from Macadelic.
Macadelic. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A different mixtape.
And so we've also had fun like doing like other type like podcasts that never see the light of day, just like putting mics in front of our mouths and like talking, and like even on Valley Sports Plug though, we even did like we got to do these again, like the brackets, like best form of potato. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah,
that's on our YouTube.
That's on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
But then Mike, we started doing the live streams, right? I think that was your idea.
Well, yeah, because when you really spearheaded the thought of doing Valley Sports Plug, Chris, I'm going back a little bit, was when Kyler Murray was drafted by the Arizona Cardinals. So there was just a lot more intrigue in the Valley, because at that point, the Suns had been going through their decade of just tumultuous, horrid basketball with Josh Jackson and Alex Len. Just like, it was bad.
There wasn't a lot to be excited about.
There wasn't a lot to be excited about, except for Devin Booker. Obviously, he was pretty young, but that team was losing 60 games a year.
Yeah.
The Diamondbacks had kind of just been middling for the past 5 to 6 years at that point. And then the Cardinals were coming off of the Bruce Arians era, going into Cliff Kingsbury, and here comes the shiny new toy of Kyler Murray. And I think you always said we kind of bit off a little bit more than we could chew, because like we were trying to write some articles, and we had the website. And
the website.
Man, I think that's the one thing that when I think back to like when we started, if we would have started the YouTube page then, think about how farther we would have been. But obviously
hindsight's
2020 within any of that. But you guys like just kind of texted me, and I don't know if you had sent me a private link for SoundCloud after you did episode 1 of Heat Check, and you were like, "We're back," and I was like, "I didn't even know this was we were thinking about this. Let's go."
Wait, you weren't on episode 1?
I wasn't on like the first 2 or 3 episodes.
Was that just me and Chris?
Well, because I don't live out here. For the people that are watching, it takes me, and back then it took me about an hour to get out here.
That's when we recorded the intro.
So you guys were just for like 2 or 3 weekends in a row. I think you came out and you were chopping it up. And then I finally got to come out, and I don't even know if I was on I think I was. It was all 3 of us for the first one. But then the second one I did, it was just you and me, and it was after the Suns had lost in Game 7 to the Mavericks. Mm-hmm. And that was almost like therapeutic.
Yeah.
Because it had been like a week or so, and like finally we were able to get things off our chest. So then after that, I remember thinking to myself, it's like, man, I don't think I can do this once a month. I need to do this more often. So then that's when we talked about starting up the YouTube page, and we've gone through a bunch of different iterations, from doing our recaps bi-weekly for some teams, for the Diamondbacks and the Suns, doing every week recaps for the Cardinals. And those were fun. Those were exciting, especially as I was starting to, get my hands a little bit more into, what do you call, editing videos, putting out those kind of things. But it was still almost to the same point of like when we first started VSP. It was like we bit off a little bit more than we could chew to start that. So the last thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, the last thing that I've ever wanted to have this feel like for us is to feel like a job. Like this is supposed
or a chore, right?
Exactly. Like this is supposed to be fun. Right. This is supposed to be, and the beautiful thing about this too, this is just more high leverage. It gives us an excuse as we get older within our lives and people start having families and that kind of stuff. It gives us an excuse to gather at least once a week.
It's a really good point.
Once a month in person to see each other, chop it up, and continue to grow our relationship. And what better way to do that than talking about Arizona sports and our pains and struggles that can come with it, man. So it's just been fun, man. I can't wait to see what else comes next. Like the golf podcast that VSP Tallman has talked about for many years.
I don't know about that. You have a better chance of getting the ticket back before that.
I think the other cool thing, Chris, I don't want to take up all of it, but I have to say this last point. The other really cool thing that I think has happened with what we've done here at Valley Sports Plug is seeing all of our friends kind of embrace what we've done and have a lot of them be interested in contributing and wanting to jump on. And, you know, your brother is a mainstay now, yeah. Nico, Ian for a very long time. You have to give shout outs too to some of the OGs too, like Davey, your brother Matt, you know, like I don't think we could have grown to where we are now without all of those other people being like, hey man, I listened to your stuff. It's awesome, man. And
I want to be a part of it.
I want to be a part of it, or I'd like keep rolling with it because, you know, this is a niche market, Arizona sports. Man.
It is.
You know, we're going to talk about it. There's still overall is in the grand landscape of true diehards. There's very, very few of us. So finding the right outlet to get out to those people is what we're continuing to do, and I think what we'll continue to do as long as we keep going strong at this thing. So. Yeah,
my favorite part of what we've done is how we've implemented kind of the fantasy football draft.
Yeah.
How we've turned that into because it's perfect. I mean, what we did last year, I don't know how we're going to top that. And then the video you put together was incredible.
Yeah, the video
going to Vegas.
That'd probably be it.
We've talked destination draft.
We have. It'll happen at some point, I think, in our lives. But it's crazy how we did that draft live in person since 2014.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, because that goes back to Comanche, that house we had.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just when we started this, it was like, well, perfect. These go together so great. We're gonna turn it into the VSP live draft. But that's like one of the most fun things that I think we've done with VSP is how we've taken that fantasy football draft and just made it into something so much bigger.
Yeah, and I'm like you, Mike. I'm excited to see what the next like iteration or the next chapter is because we're gonna continue to evolve and like doing those recaps was fun, but it became to be a lot of work.
It truly became tedious. Mm-hmm. I think the straw that broke the camel's back, and it was awesome that it happened, but those damn 2023 Arizona Diamondbacks when they made the World Series, that became almost impossible.
When the Suns were in the playoffs at the same. No, that's not true. I think because there was two. We were like doubling up recaps basically.
Yeah, the Cardinals because we were doing that every week during their playoff run, mm-hmm. And then the Diamondback. The big thing with the Diamondbacks, it was like every day.
Yeah,
every single day because in baseball there's no off days. It's not like when we did our last kind of couple of full recaps when the Suns were in the playoffs when they played the Denver Nuggets back in 2023. There was at least 2 days in between some games for the first series when they played the Clippers and then a day in between all these other ones. But it's us guys. Like us three are the ones that are doing everything. Yeah. We talk about our contributors, but as far as like putting out videos, making graphics, doing all that kind of stuff, we don't have a back end team. We are the team.
Yeah, there's no producers, there's no editors. Like Mike's
every once in a while I'll be the producer on a stream for when you do an ASU stream, but like that's far and few between. We're on camera, we're talking at the same time, we're putting everything out together, so it just became so tedious. And I've loved how we've incorporated kind of transitioning that to our weekly streams because then we get to talk about the new up-to-date stuff that's coming out as a whole, and then we do get to incorporate a recap here or there. Like, me and Tallman did a recap for one of our streams when they beat the Dallas Cowboys last year. That was the last time the Cardinals won a game, so it was cool to do, but so it's better. Right. We got to do one recap. They won. We didn't have to do recaps of all the losses that came along with it last year, so that was nice.
Yeah, it's been good, man. And like going back again, like a little more on like the inception of it all. Like I don't know, like how like the Valley Sports Plug, like the name came to be an idea. I remember though we were gonna have Valley Sports Plug be obviously the overarching brand. But then our first, what is now the Heat Check podcast, was originally going to be called The Outlet. Because we're
right.
Plug Outlet. But at the same time, after like the first or second recording of the initial, Mike is like, hey, did you see there's like this official Phoenix Suns podcast called The Outlet? And I was like, well, son of a bitch.
I can't remember. I think her name was Lindsay.
Oh, yeah.
She was working for the social team for the Suns. And then she ended up going to PHNX, worked for their Suns podcast for a little bit, and then got left go. She's actually gone back to the Suns now.
Really?
Yeah. So she has been doing some stuff with Frank Kaminsky, Frank the Tank.
Oh, wow.
They'll do some pods. But I just remember, it's funny because it's like, it's almost kind of a validation because you're like, the outlet fits perfect with our brand, Valley Sports Plug, right? But then you go and it's like, oh, we're late to the punch. But they thought it was such a good idea. They made it the official name of their podcast for the Suns. Like, we're on to something. Now let's adjust and kind of figure it out from there. But yeah, that came kind of the same thing too. Like when we talked about creating the basketball podcast, which is Past the Outlet. And that was pretty soon after we started live streaming. But me and Chris are hoop heads. We played ball for so many years together, continue to play now, coach together. We were like, we need our own outlet to just talk basketball. And it's like, we still wanted to incorporate outlet because it falls within Valley Sports Plug as a whole, but passing the outlet, famous outlet pass, it just all made sense. And we're coming up on episode 40 of that now too.
That's even crazier. And that's become like a really like well-oiled machine. And that is the podcast that Mike hosts.
Yes, sir.
And I get to be co-host on that one. But yeah, going back to it, like, again, like I just felt like the idea, like the brand really came together, and like we kind of knew we had something with like Valley Sports Plug. And the back to like the idea of it all is like, obviously we all three of us grew up in the Valley, and me in particular, I started listening to like Valley Sports Radio more in my adult life, like around between like 18 and like in my 20s. And I really do, and I would really credit those guys, the whole station, as like inspiration for wanting to and thinking for the idea to get on and talk sports, like podcast aside. But part of it that can be kind of frustrating with them sometimes is like they kind of pull punches a little bit because this is just, I guess, purely opinion, but I feel like they want to keep their insider access, their ability to get all these interviews, and you'd like to think that wouldn't have an impact when it comes to like if you criticize the team, they're going to say, oh no, you can't have our guys on your station now. But like to some extent, like that's why we even to this day have unfiltered podcasts in the description, because like we're just giving you our raw, unadulterated thoughts, and we're not getting on here just to be like, oh fuck, bullshit, fuck, like, like it's not just so we can swear, although it does make it fun sometimes, and I can call Cliff Kingsbury a scared little pussy. Yep. Because you're not gonna hear that on the radio, but like,
no, you're not.
I don't know, like Tallman, like, isn't it like, because Mike's kind of talked about it being cathartic? Like, wouldn't you say like being able to get on here and like vent your frustrations, or like even to just express your like extreme satisfaction, like either way? Although I think like the latter is more than the former is more than the latter these days. Yeah,
of course. No, it's great. I mean, it's there's a lot of heartbreak that we have to talk about, but there's something beautiful in that in its own too, where it shows us and a lot of other people here in the Valley where, we're so used to being disappointed, to bad teams, to terrible shit happening in Arizona sports, but it shows that true fandom, right? Where, it's something special. Like you think back just recently with the D-backs World Series run and how that just sparked the Valley's like a sleeper cell, right? And there's a lot of bandwagon people because it's hard not to be, right? Unless you're really, like us and we love the abuse of Arizona sports. But there's something special to supporting a team like the Cardinals that have just been terrible organization. Everybody knows it. Terrible leadership, terrible owner, but we're still there. We're not leaving. We're not changing. That's our baby, right? And there's something beautiful in its own just to be like that, like, because we could be in LA and the Dodgers are great. Rams are going to win the Super Bowl type shit, but
Lakers are still good.
Yeah, Lakers are still
Kings
good.
are really good.
Yeah.
It's like with us, it's like it's our own dysfunctional child where nobody talks about us at a national level, but we think we're special, right?
Yeah.
And that's what's great about, this platform that, we've created, or mostly you two have created. I'm just here so I don't get fined. But it's great that we have this to where we can, like you said, unfiltered talk about it. Because I'm with you, Chris. You listen to the radio sometimes at Arizona Sports, and it frustrates you sometimes because you're like, because you can tell they're picking and choosing their battles, right? Where I will recently though they've been more critical. Only
I would agree with that.
They have because before it was like, let's stroke Cliff Kingsbury, let's stroke him off as much as we possibly can.
Beef stroganoff.
Yeah, and you couldn't avoid it. But no, it's
well. I'd say like to piggyback off that real quick. The one that surprised me a little bit too, and props to him, is Vince Marotta, because he literally works for the Suns as like their PA guy, and he still will like be very honest and critical of decisions from the front office to the coaching decisions, and it's like, that takes balls, because they could easily if he says, and granted, like I think that could be more like. I feel like he might, and this could be conspiratorial, but I feel like he feels more comfortable doing that type of thing with Ishbia as the owner than he ever would have with Sarver as the owner. It's a really
good point. Very good point.
Yeah, it's just the other thing too, because we got to get into the overall state of the fandom.
Yeah. Transition us to that, Mike.
Because it just seems like the old guard and the old way of consuming your sports is really getting flipped on its head with the era of social media, man. Now, you joked about how they do need to make podcast equipment more expensive, but the one thing that I enjoy about sports is hearing the opinion bases of everybody, right? Your insiders, your people who have been working for a franchise for so long, the people who work on the courts. I have plenty of buddies who are still Phoenix Suns court attendants. I got buddies who work in their social media department. I got friends who are serving the beer at the Arizona Cardinals games. So you get to see all of these different viewpoints from the people who are watching the game, the people who are in the stadiums, feeling the overall experience from the fan base as you go. Like, I'm such a sports nut, guys, and you know this from me. I need to consume. I need to see just the little random guy who might have 105 subscribers, what their viewpoints are on with Jacoby Brissett holding out, because I want to see if it's new information or if they're on the same page with us and that kind of stuff. And I think to a certain extent too, is like, that's where we started from, right? So I want to champion those kind of people, man. There's just where I talk about there are few of us as far as true Arizona diehards, the people who grew up here, bleed these teams, and never waver through the years and years of ineptitudes from, let's be honest, all three of our major teams have gone through those droughts in our lifetime, and they will do it again, and some of them are currently doing it right now. But there are diehards, man, that now have built a voice, and it's changing from just having to listen to what Arizona sports or the sports radio. I don't know, when was the last time you guys listened to Extra 910 or whatever it's called nowadays?
Long time.
With Jody Ayler and those people. Actually, I don't even think Jody Ayler works there anymore. Maybe not, but
I don't even know Jody.
When's the last time you listened to AM radio?
Well, like I flipped it on to 910 like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, is this still going? Is this still on? Is this thing still on?
Is that like Fox?
It's Fox Sports, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because they'd have the football game on there, right?
Oh, I think so. Maybe
Which
a long
football
time ago.
game?
Like
the Cardinals
games before?
No, Cardinals were
but they would broadcast a different game.
You're talking about just in general. Yeah, probably. Like the Bears.
Yeah, because I used to listen to 910 all the time.
So 910 will normally be like the syndicated national games. Because 620 will do those.
That's ESPN.
Yeah, so sometimes they'll do it. But like, say if the Suns were playing, they get 98.7, but and the Diamondbacks were playing as well. They're on 620.
They're on 620. Yeah.
So then 9-10 will have, like sometimes they'll do probably OKC San Antonio game 4 or something if it's not nationally syndicated on 620 and that kind of stuff. But I think overall, like, we got to get into some stories overall about the state of the fandom, obviously. But the beautiful thing about the era we live in now is there are so many different outlets. Be careful of how you consume still, obviously. But there's people out there that are as tapped in as some of these guys that still do 4-hour radio shows, and they're doing their research and have really high quality stuff to bring. And I hope that we can continue and grow and be those kind of people as we move forward with VSP.
100%, Mike. 100% agree. But man, I mean, we do have to get into the state of the fandom a little bit and kind of, sports in the Valley is kind of young as a whole. If you consider like all the teams, the Cardinals came here in the late 80s, the Diamondbacks, late 90s. And then obviously the Suns have been the cornerstone since the 60s, late 60s. Early 70s?
1967.
67. There you go. And so I feel like the Suns have the strongest fan base of people that have grown up as Suns fans, because like the Gen X and like the older millennials like grew up knowing that was like the premier sports team in town. So they've had a little bit of a longer time to get fans established. Because I remember my dad's a little older than your guys' parents, and so he growing up, they didn't have Cardinals, didn't really have much of anything going on. No Suns, no professional sports. So he was telling me everyone he went to school with was like fans of like the Dallas Cowboys or like Chicago teams like the Bears and like the Cubs and the Bulls and all that. And you still see a lot of that today, man. And we've talked about it before of the transplant nature of the Valley as a whole. Like people just come here from all around the country. It's not only is it a great retirement state, but it's one of the, still to this day, one of the more affordable states. There is quite a lot of opportunity out here. And it's funny, like everyone, even when we travel, when we go to like, when I've been to New York or when we went to Pittsburgh, everyone has a relative in Arizona, and it's usually Scottsdale for some reason. What was it, like the in Superbad? He's like, "Oh, my cousin lives in Scottsdale."
Yeah. I brought him all the way from Scottsdale, Arizona. You're gonna show him a good time. That's when he sings the song. These eyes,
I'll cry. Oh my goodness! Me and Serena were talking about Michael Cera this morning. I gotta go back and watch Superbad. That's a good one.
Absolute classic.
But what's funny is a lot of people tend to have Valley ties, but it's like the fandom has not quite met the populace, because like we're top 5 metropolitan area in the entire country when you consider like Phoenix proper, Maricopa County. But yet for some reason you still end up going to these games typically against your Dodgers or your Cubs or your Yankees, and the home games end up feeling like away games. And you even see that, not to a lesser extent, but even with the Suns, like when you go to a Lakers-Suns games, how many Lakers fans are there?
It's gotten better over the years, but I definitely remember when I was a kid, growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s, especially the Shaq Kobe days, we were outnumbered. And that was even when the Suns went to the playoffs like 12 straight years or whatever.
Yeah. So how much of that do you attribute to people actually like born or raised to some extent, their family is like, oh, well, like my whole family's from California, so I'm a Lakers. I was born in LA, but I moved out here when I was 3 years old, so I've just always been a Lakers fan. How much do you attribute it to that type of thing, like the transplant aspect of it, versus just bandwagon fans in general? Because you see that with like I know we're going to share anecdotal stories, but everyone knows someone who, especially like if you go back like 10-15 years ago, where it's like, oh, I'm a Celtics fan, I'm a Yankees fan, I'm a Cowboys fan, and it's like geographically that is fucked. That makes no sense.
Yeah, just that doesn't make any sense. That's clearly bandwagon nature right there. But I mean, you a lot of the times in my experience, it's been like, oh, well, like you with the Steelers, right?
Right.
It's like my family, whatever, is from there, or, I grew up and my parents always supported this team and I kind of just took it and ran with it. Right. But it's hard not to, like, Yankees, even Dodgers now recently, Lakers for sure, Celtics, I think too, as well. It's like all these bandwagon people. Yeah. Then the Patriots forever too with Tom Brady. It was like, it was disgusting, but I think it's a little bit of both, because if you were somebody that grew up that, sports weren't really like something that your family was into, and you kind of just grew into your own, it was like, okay, well, I'm going to pick, my favorite player. What team does he play for? Okay, that's my team now, right? We see a lot of that now with like the younger generation. It's people just being fans of players, not necessarily teams as a whole. Where you see, I don't know. I mean, I've seen that.
Though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
that is because you're absorbing all this sports content, not watching the game. No one's watching these games from start to finish. They're going on Twitter or Instagram, and you're just watching little shorts or reels or something of the highlight dunks or plays or whatever that are going on in the game. Like, no one's consuming, from start to finish. Which I think that's. I'll sit down. I mean, I watch the D-backs game every night. You know what I mean? Like during the week, like where I don't know if it's just because I'm unk over here or something, but there you go. Look at that. Pulled it out. But I mean, there's no way these kids are. I don't want to say it's an attention span thing, but it's like, why do you think Major League Baseball is trying to speed up these games? Because they want a 2.5 hour game, not a 4-hour game, because none of these kids can sit there and watch it. Where I don't think they're watching it anyway, but I don't know. But going back to your question, though, I think it's more so, you're right, how it's social media. It's the stars of the league that are, creating the new fandom, where it's people are just fans of players. And I think it's easy to steer away from, hey, you were born in this city or this state, you have to support this team. I think that's kind of dying off, because that was like the tradition, right? It's like, you don't get to choose your sports team. Your sports team chooses you.
Just take me out to the ball game. Root for the home team.
There you go.
Yep.
And that's like, I guess, Mike, where I'll pass it to you. It seems like there are a growing number of people who were mostly raised here. They're now in their 20s and 30s, but maybe, like I said, when they were 5, they moved here from LA, or, their family came here from LA or whatever. So they start to have kind of this team A, team B mentality, where it's like when they're going out to the Diamondbacks game, for majority of the games, they'll be Diamondbacks fans, but the second the Dodgers come into town, they're throwing on the blue. Is that more forgivable? For me, it's a little more forgivable.
No, that's...
So I'm in that camp. I think it's more forgivable, because I think there's just something different when it comes to lineage in regards to your favorite sports teams, right? If it's passed down from generation to generation, there is something that's special about that. Like, don't get me wrong, Chris, I'll never fault you for being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. You know what I mean? Even though of all the teams, man, that was just tough, because you tore our heart out.
That's the worst.
Your team, your second team now, tore our hearts out. But and it makes sense, man. There's plenty of stories, and this has been something that I've been so curious about more and more over the years, especially as we continue to roll along with VSP. But I try to kind of talk to those other people who I know who have lived in Arizona for a long time or have been lifers, and especially with the basketball team that I play with, some of those guys grew up and were raised here. But I'll give a shout out to Chuz Tallman. You're exactly right. He grew up in the era where his favorite players were Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. He's an OKC Thunder fan. You know what I'm saying? But then I'll also give big shout outs too to, guys like, shout out Allen, man. He actually is, he was one of the team attendants for ASU basketball. Arizona everything. It's very, very far and few between, but you just start to see, lineage plays such a factor as well, I think, for older fans who have been of our age group. But I am with Tallman in regard to the younger generation is more player based. I guess Adam Silver wasn't wrong when he said that sports are kind of like
but is that unique? He did say that. Is that unique to basketball? Have you ever met anyone that's like, what, I'm just a huge Joe Burrow fan?
Just Matt.
I mean, Matt.
If he has a couple, margaritas.
A couple? You mean a whole bottle of margaritas? Yeah. Love you, Matt.
It's special. Like, so going back to your question once again, I'm 100% okay with the team A, team B kind of thing, because that also bodes another question that I need to ask you guys here in just a second. But
who would your team B be, though?
Well, so, okay, I'll ask the question.
Is that the question
I know.
you're going to ask?
So, for example, for baseball, Mike's team B is the Red Sox.
No, is it?
Yes.
It is.
Why?
Because he has Boston ties in his
Because
family.
I have lineage ties. My dad grew up in Boston. He was born and raised there. He moved out here when he was 16 because his mom got sick. Mm-hmm. Went back, then moved back, then went to college at University of Arizona. That's where we met my mom, and then been here ever since. So, like, he is one of those few examples where it's like he grew up as a sports fan, obviously. Like, he played Little League Baseball, he played hockey, that's big back east and that kind of stuff.
Oh, yes.
He was a huge Red Sox fan. Tony Conigliaro, Carlton Fisk, all these old school Red Sox guys from the 60s and 70s and that kind of stuff. Same with the Celtics, like Bill Russell, to a certain extent Larry Bird, even though he was gone by that time in the 80s when Larry was, having his legendary days and that kind of stuff. But when he migrated to the Valley, he came at a time where it was really the inception of all of these teams when he was our age, right? Like the Cardinals came in 1988 and he was a 28-year-old man.
Damn.
So he loved the Patriots, obviously, when he was younger, but he had been in the Valley for so long at that point. He ingratiated within the fandom because it was his team now. It was in his backyard. It was something that he could physically go and embrace when he wanted to. Same with the Diamondbacks, obviously. But I was born at that time. I'm 8-year-old kid when they start.
Right.
So I wouldn't ever say he forced me, but he brought me to these opportunities to go see these games and create my own fandom because it was in my backyard. So I'll have that lineage of Boston within my blood, obviously, but Arizona sports is so ingratiated in me. This is what bodes the question that you were talking about, Tallman. So life takes us in different angles, areas, places, depending on work, depending on family and all that kind of stuff. If you move anywhere in the United States that has professional sports teams, do you think that state team could ever take over as your favorite team at this point? Or is it a team A, team B scenario? And could you feel comfortable with that as a sports fan, Tallman? Specifically looking at you. Because you did say that, I don't know if that's okay.
I don't know.
Do you feel like you could ever embrace one of those other teams, say if you moved to Colorado or
no, it'd
New
be,
Jersey?
All right, so
or,
to clarify the question before Tallman answers,
Okay.
are you asking him if he would consider making one of those teams his team B? So he still keeps the Arizona teams as a team A.
could it be a team B? Could they ever take over your heart more than Arizona? I think I know that's the second question, but could you ever? So we can focus more on could you ever see them truly as a team B where, say, you move to Florida and the Tampa Bay Rays are the closest baseball team to you? Would you be watching them like you do the Arizona Diamondbacks in years to come if you've lived there for 5+ years?
No, I would not. Because it is a good question, and it's easy to think that, this is my only option to watch live sports is to watch this team, right? Unless of course an Arizona team traveled out wherever you moved. But I think it's different nowadays. So say if it was 1980, I mean it'd be very easy for that team to take you over because back then it's not as available like it is now.
You can't just pay for a streaming service, get all the
exactly
games.
yeah. So if you were a Boston fan living in Arizona in 1980, it's you can't watch the Red Sox every day, right? How would you'd have to go read in the newspaper what the score was the day before, right? There was no internet, there's no streaming like you said. So but now it's so available where it's easy to get it, right?
It's a great point.
So if I move somewhere else, it'd be if I want to go to a baseball game, I'll go to a Tampa Bay Rays game just to be we're seeing them play, fucking the Brewers or something. It's not, but for that to take over, I don't think so. The team A, team B, whatever, everyone can have their, whatever they want. But like, I couldn't tell you a team B for baseball. I don't like anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, same for football. Like,
yeah, no, I get that. No,
I can't, I don't have, there's nothing that's jumping out at me. Like, even player wise, like, there's nobody that I'm like, oh, they're really cool. Like,
right.
I don't know. It's just,
you don't want to be a Minnesota Timberwolves fan because you love Anthony Edwards?
I don't love Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, because I think that was the before we started recording, that was the hypothetical I posed. Like, oh, if you move to Minnesota, like, and I said that if I moved to Minnesota and I was like there for work or whatever, living there, like you said, Mike, for maybe 5 years or so, I would probably adopt those as like my team B off of proximity. Like, yeah. I'd always still have love for because I would be that guy where it's like when the Diamondbacks or the Suns come into town, I'm throwing on all the Suns garb.
See.
But then when every other game, if I'm going to the stadium, I'll throw on a T-Wolves hat or something. Like.
I 100% agree with you. And your part that you brought about, like, if you're changing your fandom within the 80s, it's because the way that you consume sports is literally the only teams that they're talking on the radio is probably the teams that are there. So unless you're getting the Boston Gazette shipped into you, you're not really going to know what's going on unless you read the newspaper and are checking in on that. But the more you consume local sports, the more it can get ingratiated within your fandom. I totally get that. But that goes back to your other question, Chris, too, where it's like, are you okay with those fans who are like, well, I live here, I'm okay to be a Diamondbacks fan, but when the New York Yankees come into town, because my dad grew up in the Bronx, and it's like Bronx. My lineage is... I liked how you said Boston. Did you hear that? You heard that, right?
I caught it, yeah.
I saw the smirk.
Are they... are you okay with that? And it's like, I think I'm okay with that if you are like us, guys. That's what it's about. Like, we are born and raised here. We've had teams pretty much the entirety of our lives, going back to our adolescence, right? Our young days. For these kids that have been here and were born in the 2000s now, for you to be just a Yankees fan is just like, I don't understand how that is possible when you've had everything in your backyard. How did you not garner a little bit of fandom to these teams? It's just because you think Aaron Judge is the shit, or
that's like, exactly why
you think
the
that,
tradition.
Like, your dad is the only one, like he forced it on you. Like it doesn't make sense. No, to me
it's
anymore.
a tradition of you don't pick your team picks you. Is dying because it's so available now. So that's why Arizona's getting killed, because it's a transplant state, right?
Yep.
We weren't always the biggest, city for the longest time until everyone's like, hey, this is fucking cool. Let's go retire there. There's no natural disasters. The winters are incredible. Yeah, it's a little hot, but they have a beautiful thing called AC. It's incredible. I can figure it out. So then we exploded, and everyone's from Canada, from the Northwest, from the
Chicago.
East Coast, it's like, and then all of this, the sports shit became more available, right? Streaming, the internet. So everybody that moved here is from somewhere else, already has established fandom. And then the new kids that are born here, like us, which we're a rare exception, I would say, the new kids are growing up are like, well, shit, I can pick whoever I want, right? So it's that tradition is dying, and that's okay. It's not a bad thing, right? It's technology. That's just how it's going. But that's why we're getting hit so hard. I went to the first D-backs game I went to this year. It was the Blue Jays, right? So obviously Canada, they're just coming off the World Series, so they're all, oh, hey, our team is incredible. But it was like,
did you hear the new Drake album?
Yeah, there you go. Oh, Iceman, hey, that's a good one. But it's like, I kid you not, like you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
This chair just got a little.
Drake got him feeling some type of way.
Yeah, there you go. It was like every other person I saw was wearing blue, wearing something Blue Jays.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that's such a random.
Were they all like 50 plus though?
A lot of them were old. Yeah. So I know that's a Canadian thing because again, it's
you won't see them at the ballpark, and like if the Blue Jays come here in June.
No,
ain't gonna see them.
That's a good point. Yeah, because it was early. It was early, and they haven't gone home yet. But I don't know.
They went home last week.
They did. Yeah.
Oh yeah. First week it hit triple digits. They started packing.
Yeah. They got all mad in March when it was like 100 degrees.
Oh, I bet.
1 week. They're like, what the hell is this?
I haven't had to turn on my AC ever.
Yeah. It's insane.
But okay, so my last point on this, and it might come across as a joke, but I'm dead ass serious. I blame the parents.
Yes.
Because for two reasons. One, either it's the case like we've pointed out where it's like, oh, I moved here from Chicago and I'm going to make all my kids be Cubs fans. My mom's example, like my whole family came here from Pittsburgh. I'm going to raise all my kids to be Steelers fans. And it is a good bonding thing as a young kid and growing up and like, but on the other side, the other thing of it is like, for me particular, my dad wasn't a big like sports fan in general. And so a lot of parents just might not really like be that initiated in sports. And even if they were from here or had their kids here, like they're not raising their kids to lean a certain way with their fandom. So now these kids growing up in the internet era and like all these national stuff, like you can have your criticisms, and I will, and I'm maybe a little too mean on this, but like the bandwagon thing is a great point because like people gravitate towards greatness, and it's entertaining when teams are winning, and you want to be a part of a winning team. And so when you have Arizona sports be largely unsuccessful on the national stage, you're gonna have kids that grow up and are like, well, the Yankees won a lot of games in the 2000s when I was growing up. I'm gonna be a Yankees fan. Oh, the Dodgers are going for their third World Series in a row. I'm gonna be a Dodgers fan because it's easy. It's easy to be a fan of teams
losing sucks,
that
man.
win all the time. Yeah, losing fucking sucks. And so it's like, look at how much of a fall off the Golden State Warriors fan base has had since their dynasty has expired. Like, man, you would think that everybody loved Steph Curry and been following him since the Davidson days, and now here we are, not even that far removed from it, and you really I don't see it or hear about it too much anymore.
You don't see them shouting at the top of the hills like they were in 2017.
No.
Yeah, it's a different time, man. This is my last question that I have for you guys. This is a very hypothetical because, like I said, we don't know where our lives are going to take us. But say, Tallman, you move to...
Where's he moving now?
Where's he going?
He's
I think
the
everywhere's
relocation.
in Florida. He's going to Tampa.
He's going to Tampa.
Going with Jacoby.
If you move to Tampa Bay, Florida, and you live like 30 minutes away from, what is it, Raymond J Stadium or whatever it's called?
Raymond James, the Bucks.
Yeah.
Would you...
I'm living in the pirate ship.
Would you raise your son or daughter to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan because you have the ability to take them to games, to be ingratiated within that fan base? Because one of the other things we kind of touched on before we were talking on the mic was there's something special here in the Valley when things are going well, teams are winning, and everybody is bought in and activated, man. That's the beauty of sports. So it's like if you get to feel that pulse as a fan within that place that you live in, wouldn't you want your son or daughter to feel that as well? Or are you strictly Arizona Cardinals, you have to be? Because if I'm living in Arizona, like my son or daughter, you have no choice. But I'm kind of skeptical. If I were to move to Colorado one day, like, if they like basketball, did they want to be a Denver Nuggets fan? I don't know. I don't know if I would be. I don't know if I would be like against that because that's what they get to grow up, and they get to grow up within that city and that culture of being that team as their mainstay. There's just something different when you're there, man. What do you think?
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I'm pro-choice. Okay.
Good.
So if I was in Tampa Bay and my kids, I mean, I would try to do the whole Arizona whatever, like Cardinals thing in relation to the Buccaneers, but if they turned into big Bucks fans, whatever.
If they came out as a Bucks fan, you would still accept them.
I would accept them. Yes, they wouldn't be shunned. They would be allowed at Christmas dinner.
Here's another question. But what if you moved to LA?
First of all,
that would
if I ever
never
moved
happen.
to LA,
what if you move? I know you like Seattle. What if you moved to Seattle?
So that's a good point.
if I'm living in LA, I won the lottery.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're living in the hills.
No way.
Yeah. I came into there's like a rich relative I didn't know about that left me millions of dollars.
Yeah.
That's the only way I moved.
You don't go from mini LA to actual LA. Like once you're in mini LA, you stay, which is Phoenix, Arizona.
It's a 5-hour drive, 6-hour drive, something like that.
But Seattle, that's good because I fucking hate the Seahawks. That'd be.
So you're saying for you,
tough.
It's dependent on where you. Okay.
But Seattle's a great city though.
Mike, what if you...
It's a really cool city.
So let me ask a similar question, but what if you move to a state that doesn't have professional sports? Like what if you and your family end up in Idaho?
Idaho.
That's a great question.
Because a lot of people in Idaho are probably
Boise
like
State.
Portland fans or Seattle fans.
Yeah. I mean, that honestly is a great question. I think it probably would go back to how they are being able to consume their sports. And if they're around me, I'm still consuming Arizona sports. So they're naturally going to be around those conversations. But like I said, I wouldn't be against them being a fan of something neighboring if it's, if I'm turning on the local radio station and it's being syndicated from whatever is the closest place. That's fine. I think I'm totally okay growing up letting your kids choose what kind of fans you want. I'm going to nicely nudge in a certain direction, obviously.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will not stand for is any teams that are in the divisions of any of the Arizona sports teams. They will never be allowed to be fans of those teams. And if for some reason they do begin, they are out of the will.
I agree. And it's a good thing that the majority of our division opponents are in California. So that really whittles it
Makes
down
it a little
quite
bit easier.
Yeah, most definitely. But, that's the fandom, man. And you can only do so much, but we're always going to be rooting for the Valley teams. We appreciate anyone who's joining us in that journey. But guys, as we round out this milestone episode 50, Mike suggested we do this team Mount Rushmore. So Mike, tell us how this works. What's the setup here?
Yeah, so obviously we have done the player Mount Rushmore. Every Mount Rushmore has 4 people on it. So we're going to do specific Arizona sports teams. Can be professional, can be college. Can be the Marvin Bagley Corona del Sol Aztec team. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do, whether it needs to be 4 teams. So you got to give us the team in the specific year for it. So I think, Tallman, you have the list of how we're going to do it because we're going to do snake style draft here. And the other thing, too, is once a team is picked, they're gone. You can't pick them. So you got to find another one to go with it. So give us that list, Tallman.
Yeah, that's right. So we just asked Grok on Twitter or X, the AI thing, to set a random order. So our order for our draft here will be Chris, then myself, and then Mike will be taking up the rear here.
So let me ask you guys this. Have either of you ever been to Mount Rushmore?
No.
You
have, huh?
I have.
Because you're...
I got family in North
Is it
Dakota.
amazing?
Right, yeah.
I was really young, and I very vaguely remember. I remember, I swear to God, obviously this is my memory now as a full-grown adult being, a little blurry, but, I swear to God, it was oh, that's cool. Where's the gift shop? It was very, quick. Because I think we had, landed in, Omaha or something, and we were driving up to where they were in North Dakota in the Fargo area, and it was just kind of we're going past it, let's stop in at Mount Rushmore. So it's not nobody plans a vacation to go to Mount Rushmore. Yeah.
It's kind of, it feels like it's like the Grand Canyon too. It's you go see it and you're like, wow, it's a big hole in the ground.
Yeah.
And then I had that same feeling when I went to Europe and we saw the Mona Lisa.
Oh yeah.
So overrated, dude.
Oh, I bet.
It's literally, it's probably 2 feet by 3 feet.
It's not even that big of a painting.
It's tiny, dude.
Shit.
And then there's all these fucking people trying to body each other to get up there. And there's a 20-foot buffer too. You can't get close to it.
Yeah.
Just to take a picture
Yeah,
of a picture.
It's stupid, man. It's so overrated.
That's probably
It's
not even the
unbelievable.
actual Mona Lisa.
Right, it's probably not, because that's at the Louvre or whatever. And then you guys heard, what was that, a couple months ago? Some guys robbed a bunch of diamonds and shit.
They
from
literally
there.
broke into the Louvre.
Yeah, it's insane. You're probably right. It's probably not even the real thing.
That's we know, here at home, Nicolas Cage took the Declaration of Independence.
Damn straight, man.
He made a trip across the pond.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. That's a yearly watch for Sabrina. National
absolutely.
Treasure.
It's
Both of them.
It's a
Both of them.
terrible.
Both of them. 1 and 2 are
It's
so
a
good.
terrible movie.
All right.
I do like Nick Cage.
Any
though.
subsequent opinion voiced by Tallman is
Okay.
We're gonna
whatever.
do a
Fine.
movies bracket soon.
That's
How
something we
about
should
that?
definitely do. That's something we should definitely do.
That is great.
Where are we gonna rank National Treasure in the five hole?
Yeah, it might be up there.
We'll figure
for
it
me,
out.
it's up there with Pirates of the Caribbean.
Great movie.
The first 3 of those are just
Yeah.
great movie.
great. But that's another podcast for another day. So we're gonna do Mount Rushmore. We got the order. It's me, Tallman,
So straight down the line.
and then Michael Benjamin.
Yep.
So I guess for the sake of time, I don't think I'm gonna have a whole lot of elaboration on a lot of these, especially as we get into the third and fourth picks. But I'm just gonna be I'm gonna be greedy, and I'm gonna come out the gate, and I'm gonna take the 2001 Arizona Diamondbacks.
Smart man.
Fucker.
I mean, how could you not? That's our crowning achievement as a Valley sports base, and literally the only major sports championship that we have, the only one that we have, and we have now a handful of championship appearances, 2 for the D-backs, 3 for the Suns, 1 for the Cardinals, and we used to have a hockey team, but they never made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. So yeah, easy pick for me. Holds a really near and dear place in my heart. I've talked about it before, but one of my biggest memories from that playoff run was there was a playoff game on Halloween night. It might have been a World Series game on Halloween night, actually. And
yeah, it would have been.
And every driveway had a TV set up, and you could go house to house and check up on what was going on. You stop for a bit, watch. Okay, it's a stop in the play. I'm gonna go on to the next house. And like, I remember that Game 7 walk off. Like me and my family all huddled around the TV in the living room, and there was like a little ottoman. And when Gonzo hit it, I jumped off the ottoman and threw my hands up, and we were all hugging and high fiving. And then I went to bed at 9:30 or whatever. It was a good time. So yeah, 0-1 D-backs. I'm taking them.
Nice. Obviously you took the clear number one
Smart pick
because it's the only, like you said, the only championship. So I'm up here. I will go the 2008 Arizona Cardinals.
Son of a.
Obviously the run to the Super Bowl as a team where big underdogs. They did not have a great regular season. They were a wild card team, but that showed Larry Fitzgerald probably the best playoff performance by any wide receiver in NFL history. Just incredible stuff. Kurt Warner, obviously. But it's hard not to pick that number 2. So 2008 Arizona Cardinals.
It's a great pick.
Even though they were only 9-7.
It's crazy.
So were they a wild card team?
Yeah.
No, they won the West.
Oh,
that
that's
year.
right.
Oh, wow.
Because
everyone
the
else
NFC
was
West
dog
was
shit.
horrible. I think
Yeah,
the
that's
nearest
right.
team had like 6 or 7 wins, and then like the Niners were 4-12,
How many wins?
3-13, something like that. Yeah, we were
don't do
bad.
it.
That was
Don't do
back
it.
when the NFC West was just horrendous.
Can we go back to that?
I'd wish.
That'd be nice.
Now we're just the ones
just
that are in the
flipped 180.
doghouse.
All right, Mike, what do you got?
Dang
First
it,
head
Tallman! I
on the-
wanted that one. I really wanted that one really bad. For me, I'm gonna go with obviously I'm a basketball guy. I'm gonna go with the team that really set the Valley on fire in the early '90s with the 1992-1993 Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, my pen goes out as I'm writing it down.
I got my short list here, so I'm like, I've crossed off all 3 of these so far.
Charles
Nice.
Barkley, MVP year. A lot of just staples in the Valley that ended up being household names that stuck around forever. Tom Chambers, who does he does the desk for the Phoenix Suns still. Dan Marley, who coached a couple of different teams, including GCU out here, has an award, the Dan Marley Yearly Hustle Award, named after him. You just talk about all those other guys, Kevin Johnson. I mean, so close to come down and lose to arguably the GOAT and Michael Jordan, and in such tough, heartbreaking fashion. But that was really what set the Valley on fire. I remember as a youngin', because at that point I was 3 years old, but that legacy of that team lasted throughout my childhood until the Steve Nash era. So I have to go with the 92-93 Phoenix Suns.
Great pick. It's funny, Mike, when you say TC, you and I kind of think of Tom Chambers. Tallman thinks of something else.
No, I don't. Shut up.
What's it called? It's a tool. Is it tool cabinet?
Cupboard, I think.
Tool cupboard?
Or
Yeah.
maybe it is cabinet.
I don't know. We're talking about video games.
I have no
Talking
idea.
about Rust.
I have no idea.
Mike, all right.
I think it's cabinet.
All right, you're up again on the snake here.
Why'd I say
All
cupboard?
right. This
Cupboard.
I
that
could
even a
go.
word?
I could go in so many multiple ways. We know that there's only been a handful of teams that have actually been to either the finals, the World Series, the Super Bowl. Technically, there's only one, but I have to go with a team that was just so near and dear to my heart in my mid-20s. I thought that was the year they were going to be the team that took us to the promised land with everything that they'd done. Resurgences from old quarterbacks, resurgences from legends, wide receivers. I have to go with the 2015 Arizona Cardinals.
I knew that one was coming.
Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu. If I can recommend anything, go on to YouTube, go watch In the Bayou with Tyrann Mathieu and Larry Fitzgerald, who just joined him last week. An awesome conversation. They went down memory lane a bunch, and Tyrann was so appreciative of everything that Larry did, not only for his career, but for him as a man and growing. And it shows Larry, the legend, truly how he was. And for Larry to switch into the slot and basically have that resurgence, that immaculate game that he had in the divisional round against the Green Bay Packers with the huge 80-yard run and then the little flip for the touchdown. I'll just never forget Adrian Wilson grabbing him in the end zone when we won that game. And unfortunately, it was kind of all for naught as Carson Palmer threw 5 interceptions in Carolina. But I think about the great. I think about the amazingness that was that season. Just incredible games. You had guys like Chris Johnson coming out of the woodwork after his time in Tennessee, who also Dwight Freeney coming Dwight with the time signs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
damn,
that team was so great. And they just came up just a bit short, unfortunately. But that was an absolutely incredible year. Out of the Arizona Cardinals teams, I needed to make sure I got one, and that by far is I honestly might put them above. I would put them above the 2008 Arizona Cardinals because they were a better team.
They were
than the 2008 Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, that's a great point, and that's like, it's crazy when you frame it like that, because there are teams that have been really good and then didn't have the playoff success that they probably deserved. Suns had a couple teams like that too, but Mike, was that the prophecy year, right?
It was
the infamous trash can picture.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because after they lost, you were sitting next to the trash can just so distraught, and we had taken a picture on Snapchat and said Arizona Cardinals 2022, I think.
So don't question.
I thought it was 2020.
No,
it's 2020. That's when we went.
Don't question my Cardinals fandom, because I was upset.
He's been there.
I've been there. It's been over a decade now that Team A is Arizona Cardinals, and at this point, it's a very distant Team B for the Steelers. It's like basically something that me and my brother do to bond now, is we talk about the Steelers. But this isn't about me. Tallman, you're up for number 2 on your Mount Rushmore.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna go 2023 Arizona Diamondbacks. I think this was a resurgence this team caused to this city, and the buzz was crazy. The improbable run to the World Series. It was great. It was a beautiful. It was the last thing I expected out of that baseball team, and it was a hell of a ride. I got to go. I had the pleasure to go to the NLCS game, watch them beat the Phillies at home, and then I went to the wrong World Series game, but I went to Game 5 where we lost. But something about World Series baseball here again in the Valley. It was the best sporting event I've ever been to. It was magical, to say the least. Even though we lost, I still left, and I wasn't upset. I mean, I was a little disappointed, but we all saw the way that series was trending. It was still incredible, and that really solidified my love for this baseball team. And it also gave hope. It's possible, guys. It's possible.
Well, and it's been sustained, the effect it had on the fan base, because even though we've missed the playoffs the last 2 years since, that hope and those expectations have remained. And it's like we still have a lot, like the core is pretty much still intact to a great degree.
Yeah.
And we still have like those same expectations of this is a good baseball team that should be in the playoffs and should be able to make a run. It's like, at this point, like when you talk about is a team a contender or not, like it's hard to say in baseball, right? But unless you're the Yankees or the Dodgers and you have these massive payrolls and those expectations are different. But I have belief that if the D-backs get hot at the right time, they get in the playoffs. Like that 2023 team gave me hope that anything is possible. You get in there, and like guys, I was close to shedding real tears when they beat Philly in the NLCS. Man, I dropped my knees like, we're going back to the World Series.
I got goosebumps thinking
like
about
just
it.
The thought of we're going back to the World Series, dude. Same. Like honestly, like.
I couldn't believe it.
Huge for the program, huge for the state.
Couldn't believe it.
I would have been upset if you didn't take that team, Tallman, because
Mm-hmm.
you are the one who got to experience the majority of it in person.
it
So
was
that
great.
has to be very
Yeah.
close to you.
Oh yeah.
Nice pick.
Thank you, sir.
Hell yeah. So I guess, similar time frame, and again, like kind of like a time where I was like in disbelief. The two
Suns.
Yeah, gotta be the
Oh.
2020-2021 Phoenix Suns making it to the finals. I remember I had just recently, like, I hadn't been living in this house very long. Me and my wife had just bought it and moved out here. And I remember driving in my car after we went up 2-0 and pulling up into the neighborhood just around this curve over here. And I was like, man, like, the Suns might really win we might win a championship. Because growing up, like, I was out of any Valley sports team, like the Suns was like my number one. Like I grew up wanting to be the next Steve Nash. Like and Mike will tell you my ill-advised behind the back passes. They've doesn't happen as much. Doesn't happen as much. But it was when Mike and I first started hooping, that was like a signature because I was so heavily influenced by those early Suns teams. So for them to finally reach like the finals when we had always come up short in the Western Conference Finals and we had dominant Lakers teams and Mavericks teams and Spurs teams that were just always getting in our way, to finally be the definitive best team in the West, to get there and be like, we're playing the Bucks. Like, yeah, Giannis is the freak, but like very beatable team. And then obviously we know how that all ended up fizzling out in a major way. They lost 4 straight to lose that in 6 games. So that wasn't great. Obviously, like, you got an old Chris Paul, you got a bipolar DeAndre Ayton, you never knew what you were going to get. So like, but that team was so fun, man. Like between Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, like that was one of my favorite Suns teams of all time. So I'm going with that. That's my second one.
It's a great pick.
Beautiful, Chris.
So I'm on the back-to-back, right?
Yes, you are.
Sir.
So I got baseball, I got the basketball, I got Suns in the finals. So do I go for a diversity pick here or yeah, let me think about it. No, okay, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do the 2024 Arizona State Sun Devils football team. Who,
There you go.
man, so exciting.
Damn.
You got Sam Levitt and Cam Scadaboo coming out of nowhere, becoming a household name. That run and winning the Big 12 championship, like, absolutely insane. Like, because everyone, like, you talk, especially in football and college football, you have these blue bloods and like these powerhouse like recruiting bases where it's like ASU didn't really have that. In a way, it was kind of like the Indiana before Indiana in a lot of ways, where like we didn't have all these 5-star recruits or whatever, and it was fresh in Kenny Dillingham's tenure, so nobody really knew what kind of head coach he would be. But there was a lot of excitement post Herm Edwards era of the direction that this program, I guess you can't call it an organization when it's college sports, but this program was going to take, and they made a run, and like honestly, like we're a play away from beating Texas in the college football playoffs. And the college football playoffs are young, but first ASU team to ever be in the college football playoffs. And man, I loved that team. I loved that run. Yeah.
You mean that they were a penalty away from winning that game? That's what you.
Hey, it was a bad call. It was a bad.
That was a really bad. That was targeting.
Absolutely, 100%. Because like similar, I think it was the game before in the Big 12 championship, ASU player did something less egregious, more incidental,
and they called it.
and he missed half of that game against Texas.
That was still such a good game, though.
It was.
Yeah,
to even be that
was-
close, like we didn't get blown out. Like if we had
Yeah.
gotten blown out in the college football playoffs, I think it would have discredited the team a little bit. But it's like, man, Texas is
It showed we could hang.
100%.
Yeah, Cam Scadaboo, dude. Fuck.
There's just so many nuances that go into that team as well. It was the first time in a long time that ASU had been that competent on a national level. Obviously, they make it into the college football playoffs. They put multiple players on national stages. Hell, Jordan Tyson was just the top 10 pick.
Yeah.
I think there's high hopes for him to be a great receiver in the NFL.
Absolutely.
And we already know what kind of character Cam Scadaboo is.
He's a character.
What's the phrase that Kenny said? He truly activated the Valley with that team, and the future of ASU football looks so bright. So you have to stem it from that team. Once again, Christopher, great pick. Tell me
Thank
what
you,
you
thank
got.
All right, I'm going to shock you guys. I'm going to go 1997 U of A men's basketball team.
What?
What do you remember about the 1997?
They won the national championship, the first in program history. So, Lute Olson, Head coach, he was good.
Mike, was that the Richard Jefferson?
That was not.
Oh, it was not? Okay.
No, that was the
Well-
2001 team.
Oh, okay.
With Richard Jefferson, Lauren Woods.
Because 97 wouldn't have been Steve Kerr. He was already on the
97 was
Bulls.
Mike Bibby.
Bibby, okay.
Bibby.
Yep.
Miles Simon. Eugene Edgerson.
Sheesh.
Some guys that you don't really know.
Never heard
Yeah.
of those guys.
So I mean, I
Yeah.
hate to pick a U of A team, but they
Luke-
won it all.
Luke Walton was on that team with Richard Jefferson, if you're,
Oh,
if
okay.
you're
Yeah,
remembering
yeah.
that too. But yeah, that was and they played a Kentucky team that was
They beat
stellar.
they beat
in the
four
national championship.
No, three number one.
Three
seeds.
number ones, yep.
Yeah, three
Sheesh.
number one seeds.
It's not nothing.
No, it's not.
Dude, so my parents have been finally cleaning some of their boxes that they've had in my old room, my childhood room.
He still
there's
has a
more,
room at
There's
home.
more like memorabilia and stuff, but my dad found this old picture of me with Lute Olson at his basketball camp because I went to his camp one summer. Put it on the screen here, Chris. You can put it right over me,
Yep, it's right there.
right here.
It's right there.
You're
I
gonna
totally
send-
forgot.
that's
I totally
cool.
forgot I had taken a picture
Yeah,
with him.
that's
He's
really cool.
He's an absolute legend. I think a lot like you honestly should put him as the first face of the Mount Rushmore of any Arizona State basketball coaches. He is number one for sure.
No, he coached at U of A, not Arizona State.
Arizona, the state.
I know.
The state
I know.
of Arizona.
I know.
All right, great. Good pick, Tallman.
Thank you,
I'm proud of
guys.
I'm proud of you.
Did you take that one because you thought I was going to take that one?
Yeah, probably.
Dang.
My bad. That was on your list, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah.
This is where it gets tough because it's like you don't want to just take teams that like made it to the finals or like had. So I just have to take this team. I'm going to double dip with another football team from the state of Arizona. I have to go with the 1998 Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh, okay.
Can you guys tell me anything about the 1998?
No.
I'm
Arizona
guessing
Cardinals?
David Boston was on that team.
I didn't know he was not yet.
Oh shit,
No,
he
he
was not
wasn't.
yet.
No.
He didn't play very long. Yeah.
Coach Vince Tobin led the Arizona Cardinals to a 9-7 record. Guys, it was the first time that the Arizona Cardinals ever made the playoffs.
Okay.
Since they moved to Arizona. They ended up beating the Dallas Cowboys 20-7 in the wild card round. I just will never forget that because I was driving back from California with my family after we went on our yearly trip to California. And we were listening to the game, and me and my dad were going crazy in the car, driving through the mountains of California, heading back to Arizona. And, you know, I'll just remember those images of fans running onto the field like it was a college game, tearing down the goalposts after we had won and made the playoffs for the first time. And a big thing about this, too, is because when I was a kid, my dad's best friend had 4 season tickets for the Cardinals when they played at Sun Devil Stadium. So I would go to multiple games every year. You guys know my Aeneas Williams famous story, right? But it's just so many names from my childhood. Obviously, Jake Plummer being the quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Frank Sanders, Rob Moore, Larry Centers, Michael Pittman, Simeon Rice.
Wait, Michael Pittman?
The OG Michael Pittman.
Oh,
Yeah.
Michael Pittman Jr.'s dad. I've met him actually. His son, he had a younger son that he played in the Y, and he would come to the games and that kind of stuff. And finally, I mustered up the courage one time to go up to him, and I was like, Mike, you're awesome. Same with Marcel Ship. His son played in the Y too. So I went.
He's a nice guy, though. I met him at the casino. Michael Pittman.
Of course you did.
Yeah, that checks
Yep.
out.
Yeah.
So maybe a little bit off the beaten
Anyway.
path, but for when the Cardinals are good, we know that this can be a state of football. So to be the first team to ever make the playoffs since moving to Arizona, that will always hold a close place to my heart. And it was technically the first good team that we ever saw in the Valley. So I'm going 1998 Arizona Cardinals.
Okay, I like it. I like this because not a lot from my list have been taken so far.
Oh, really?
a good amount, but
Well, I'm definitely not going to take anything from your
No,
list,
I believe
so
you.
you're going to be good.
I think Mike's got a back-to-back here, though.
He
no?
does.
I
yeah.
do. This
Final-
is going to be my
final one?
last list. Man, I want to take a Diamondbacks team, but the 2 that I would have taken are off the board. Obviously, there were some other okay, good teams that made the playoffs. Still was a handful of years.
Yeah, 2007.
Some good Goldschmidt years.
2019, right? Or is it 2018?
But you guys
Something
know
like
you guys know where I'm going with this, right? You have to know where I'm going with this. The 7 seconds or
2004,
2004, 2005 Phoenix Suns team. I was a ball boy for that team. That was my first season as a ball boy. It was after a number of years where the Suns were middling to poor. We had just drafted Amari a few years before. We had just traded away Stephon Marbury. We had picked up a nice guard in Leandro Barbosa. And then all of a sudden we got this old guy that we remembered from when we drafted him in Steve Nash and brought along all these other perfect pieces to go along with him. And Joe Johnson, who was a young guy we had traded for from the Boston Celtics. Quentin Richardson, who had grown his name through his time with Darius Miles in the Los Angeles Clippers. I've never had more fun watching a team than that 2004-2005 Phoenix Suns team, because they also tied the then franchise record in wins with 62 wins. And we were so close. And Chris, we talked about it the other day until we ran into the vaunted San Antonio Spurs, who ate our lunch for a number of years.
Yep.
The infamous Robert Horry, Tim Duncan, Manu, all those guys. Because I remember going to the playoffs, I think in either 2002 or 2003, the Suns played the Spurs. And it might have been Amari's rookie year, but he had this incredible bank shot 3-pointer in San Antonio to win a game. And Stephon Marbury was like a borderline all-star. He was awesome. He was one of my favorite players as a kid. But when Steve Nash came to town, everything changed, and everything changed for about a decade. So my list is kind of like those jumping off points to eras that came from that, right?
It's a good point, yeah.
Except for the 2015 Cardinals, because we had kind of been building. Carson had torn his ACL, and then after that, we never got over, and then that kind of fluttered away. But the 93 Suns, what came from that? The 1998 Arizona Cardinals, what came from that? It took a little bit after that, but
a little bit.
04-05 Suns had to be on my list. I would have been pissed if you guys would have taken it.
Yeah, no, that was definitely one.
That was last.
That was one on my list. But what I remember from that time, because I was like, what would have been like 11, 12 years old around that time. And that's about the time I think my parents really started taking me to Suns games. Because again, my parents not huge into sports. And so we would go, especially when the 01 D-backs, we would go to a lot of D-backs games, but we didn't really go to Suns games. And then I remember going the beginning of that season, and they had Stephon Marbury jerseys on clearance in the team shop. And so I caught me a Stephon Marbury jersey, and it was like 3 sizes too big, but it was cheap. So my parents got it for me. And that really kicked off my true Suns fandom, and obviously the Steve Nash stuff I brought up and emulating. So
your parents go to every Diamondbacks game.
I know. You're telling
Not
me.
into sports.
I'm growing up though.
I know. I know what you meant. Yeah.
Well, this is funny because we were talking about the state of the fandom. And I mentioned my dad was born and raised here. I'm second generation Arizona, and so he was out here in the 50s, 60s when he was born.
For a lot of people that can't say that.
Not many, yeah. But he didn't obviously had no as a child, little kid, he had no teams to root for. But he was telling me I guess he would have been obviously older, right before I was born, or maybe shortly thereafter. He was telling me the other day, he thought it was cool when the Rockies came into the league, because he was like, oh, they're kind of close. I think he had briefly lived in Colorado as a small kid because his dad was in the military. So he was like, I could be a Rockies fan. And then a few years later, the D-backs come into town. He's like, oh, I'm all on board for the D-backs. I'm all on board.
There you go.
Yeah,
love to hear it.
You love it. Shout out Gary.
Gary
Tallman. So you got your last.
Yeah.
On the
you guys are gonna hate my last pick. All right, I'm gonna go the 2025 Los Angeles Dodgers. Just kidding. No, but seriously, you guys are gonna hate my pick.
He's stalling.
I am. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make you guys eat your words. Okay. 2 weeks ago, the gentleman to my left and the gentleman to my right, they were hating on this team, but this team is gonna do something very, very special. My last pick, I'm going to go the 2026 Arizona Diamondbacks, because...
Is this real? Do I write it down?
This is real. Write it down. I told you you're going to hate it, because this is real. Something is happening right before our very own eyes. The youngins are producing. They're performing. This team's going to be crazy. I'm fully prepared for this team to be one of the best teams in the league after the All-Star break. Give us Corbin Burns. Give us our 2 relievers back. Give us Jordan Lawler. These young kids, they're going to keep kicking ass, and we're going to the playoffs. We are. And we're going to look back on this. It's going to be November 1st, and y'all are going to be like, you know what? Tallman, that was a great pick because, they made it to the NLCS or some shit. Maybe not the World Series, but we're going to see some commotion from this team. I'm telling you right now.
So
2026 D-back.
So a prophetic
it's the new prophecy. It is. And it's starting right here, right now, today. Dangerous. Episode 50, prophecy.
Tallman, I am going to root so hard for this to come to fruition.
Okay, I was ready for you to say against
Why would I root against it?
I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know. You just want to see me fail.
They got to start beating some actual teams, and then we can have those discussions.
June 1st, Dodgers.
I'm hopeful. They're playing some damn good baseball right now. So Tallman, the soothsayers coming about 2026 Arizona Diamondbacks.
And I kind of like that piggybacking off of Mike's when he's talking about like changing of an era, because obviously we talked about the hype and the momentum from 2023, but you mentioned the young guys, Ryan Waldschmidt, Tommy Troy,
it's a real thing, man.
Jose Fernandez, like these young guys are, and Corbin Carroll's still young for all intents and purposes. Like, you could be onto something, Tallman. Interesting pick. I'll say that much.
So I told you I wasn't picking anything from your list.
Hey, fair enough.
Yeah, I knew there's no way that was written down.
I went baseball, basketball, and football. So I got all the sports covered pretty much. So this last one may surprise you a little bit, but I got some logic behind it. I'm gonna go with the 2011-2012 Arizona Coyotes. Oh. They made it to the Western Conference Finals that year. Behind, obviously, Shane Doan. You had Paul Bissonnette on that team, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Some names that you might know and you might remember. But that team, I think, for a lot of young guys, like, really, like, you talk about hockey in the Valley, and it's gone now as far as professional hockey goes. But there's still, like, obviously, this is a big place where people come to retire, people come to train. You can do it year-round. Golf's great here. I know hockey players love to golf. But you're seeing guys now like Austin Matthews and Jack Doan, and there's a couple other young guys I didn't have the names for readily available. But there's a lot of more ties to hockey in the Valley than you'd think, and there's a growing movement. Maybe not a growing movement isn't the right word, but there's a strong sentiment around the hockey community that hockey does belong in the Valley, and there's a place for it here, and people want to bring the Coyotes back or a hockey team back at some capacity. I hope it's the Hockeys. I hope they re-pick up that brand and run with it, kind of like the Hornets did with their multiple relocations. The
Tkachuk brothers. I had to look it up because I didn't know if I was wrong. I was going to say hit me, but there you go. Mm-hmm. There's 2 good players.
And they were on that. They were on that Team USA that won gold, and beat Canada. So I think for that, like, again, kind of a young franchise that hadn't had a lot of success to be able to make a long playoff run. They ended up losing to the LA Kings, who went on to win the Stanley Cup that year. So it's like one of those things where it's like, are you okay losing to the best, or are you just happy you made it there? But no, so it made a strong case to have hockey be in the Valley, and we had poor ownership, poor management, and they're gone. They're mammoths now or whatever. But yeah, so I covered all 4 major sports on my list.
That's impressive.
I was not expecting hockey.
I know.
I was hopeful that somebody was going to bring up that team.
Yeah.
The last time that they did make the playoffs. Man, I mean, when the Coyotes came to the Valley, once again, new energy, new blood, people were juiced, and especially playing in downtown Phoenix. If that just could have stayed,
that was the big moving to Glendale was like the beginning of the end.
Yeah, it was the death.
That was the death of that team, man.
So you want to run through?
Do you want me to run it down here?
Yeah, run it down.
All right, so Chris Patrick just finished up. His 4 teams are the 2001 Arizona Diamondbacks, the 2020-2021 Phoenix Suns, the 2024 ASU Sun Devils football team, and the 2011-2012 Arizona Coyotes.
You ruined yours.
So you did
Coyotes,
but you did hit all 4.
You were so good up to that point.
Oh, I still think it's pretty good.
VSP Tallman had the 2008 Arizona Cardinals, the 2023 Arizona Diamondbacks, the 1997 Arizona Wildcats basketball team, and the 2026 Arizona Diamondbacks, the preemptive pick.
I ruined mine with that. So yeah.
And then I went with the 92-93 Phoenix Suns, the 2015 Arizona Cardinals, the 1998 Arizona Cardinals, and the 2004-2005 Phoenix Suns. So I was looking back at the last time we did a draft. Do you guys remember what that was?
It was a all-time influential sports.
Most
figures.
influential, impactful
figures.
Arizona sports figures. I don't think I ever told you guys the numbers that came back.
Wasn't there only like one vote on the poll?
Well, and I did.
And
no,
Mike was the
vote.
Yeah, he voted
on
for himself.
Twitter. I voted for myself.
Yeah,
I was the only vote. On Instagram, there was a lot more. Chris,
nice. Okay.
Chris, you won that.
I did.
You did.
You
Let's
did?
go.
What was,
Well, run that
You
back.
had Tillman Booker.
Yeah, Tillman Booker's pretty
Tillman
easy,
Booker
yeah.
Gambo. I came in second.
Oh, we did 3. It was top 3.
Colangelo, Barkley, and Tarasi. And then Tallman, you came in last. With Larry Fitzgerald, Randy Johnson, and Bruce Arians.
That's not bad, but the Bruce Arians one really kind of fucked you.
That's
there.
what got you.
Whatever.
I know exactly what's going to happen here again. Chris is going to win. You have the only world championship
Yep.
from a major professional men's sports team. You see how I said that?
Yeah.
You have the most recent Suns team that went to the finals. You have the most recent ASU football team that's been successful. And you have the only Coyotes team that ever really was worth a darn.
Yeah.
I'm going to come in second because people are going to see this 92-93 team with Charles Barkley, and they're going to be like, 98 Cardinals? What the hell happened there? 04-05 Suns. Like, I'm just too old for my own good, basically.
Yes, yeah.
And then, Tallman, you're going to come in last.
Oh, thanks.
Because your
Thanks,
Bruce
bud.
Arians is the 2026
Yeah.
Arizona Diamondbacks. So they're going to be like, already?
You never know.
They just beat the Rockies 3 out of 4. Let's hopefully win the series against the Dodgers.
So I'll have a little bit of recency bias.
You are good with the recency bias.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to win polls, you got to be recency bias.
Yes,
So
yeah.
you're smart with that.
You do.
And then the 2001, like whoever had the first pick had to take 01
Yeah, that was-
Diamondbacks,
If
right?
I would have had first pick,
I would've
if he
taken
would have
that.
had first pick,
Oh, yeah.
1,000%.
Easy decision. Well, that was a fun exercise. That worked out a lot better than I expected. For me personally, I was like, when Mike suggested it, I was like, I don't know if I can write down 12 teams here. So
Yeah,
it helped. It helped that you guys
Well,
made some picks that I didn't have on my list.
You guys don't even have any honorable mentions?
I have some honorable mentions.
So I was gonna pick the ASU team with Plummer.
1996.
Yeah,
Yep.
and
When
then
they went to the 97 Rose Bowl, they were
the Rose
undefeated.
Bowl. Yep, and then I should, in hindsight, I probably should have picked that, but I really wanted to stir it up. And
I did
and pick the series team.
2014 Phoenix Mercury. Diana Taurasi
Yeah.
swept the finals.
Yep.
It was like
That's
their
nice.
second or third championship. There was a third championship.
Yeah.
Also had my other pick that when Mike said it didn't have to be professional sports, I said the 2011-2012 Corona del Sol Aztec basketball. Won a state championship.
Oh, we were there.
Who was on
We
that
were there.
team?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Andrews
it was
P.
Andrews P, Avery Moss, Casey Benson, Kaylin Robinson,
Yeah.
a lot of guys that went to play D1 basketball.
Wasn't Jesse on that
McCain
team?
was on
Yeah.
that team.
Well, and what? Andrews Pete played in the NFL for a number of years.
Yeah,
Good.
I don't think he has a contract now. He played for the Steelers last year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Huh?
Yep.
Yeah, Avery got drafted by the Giants.
Yeah, he played for the Giants.
The 2011 Arizona Diamondbacks made it to the NLCS.
good
You
one.
don't want to consider that? Dude, listen to some of the names from that team, too.
Oh.
Steven Drew, Miguel Montero,
Montero.
Daniel Hudson, still pitching. No, is he? He's still pitching, right?
I think so.
I know he did last.
I know Robbie Ray's still pitching. We worked him the other day. Kelly Johnson, second baseman. Ian Kennedy,
Ian Kennedy.
Gerardo Parra,
I remember Parra.
and the big one, Willie Mo Pena. Come on, you remember Willie Mo.
I don't remember really.
don't
You
remember
guys,
Willie
what
Mo.
kind of fancy? Holy smokes.
Willie
dude.
Mo.
VSP is over. We ended it.
All right,
Yeah,
fellas.
I
Speaking
quit.
of ending it,
I
this is going to be
quit.
a long one to edit, but it's a labor of love. So let's share our final thoughts and get the hell out of here. Mike,
Oh.
you wanna go first?
I'll do it. Episode 50. Some people might see that and then, they see other podcasts and it's like episode 597. It's like, well, because they do 3 episodes a week. We do this once a month where we take time to come gather in Studio B, chop it up about the Arizona sports, national sports, whatever is going on. I've always said this to you guys, but I've had so much fun doing this. I can't believe we've been doing it for 4 years already. I'm excited to see what comes next. And as long as we're still having fun and you guys will allow me to join the ride with you, I'll be right along here. So I appreciate you guys, man.
Oh yeah, Mike, we appreciate you, man.
We do. We really do.
Thank you.
Thank you for the gifts too.
Oh yeah, I brought gifts.
Yeah, wow.
The gifts. I'm keeping this.
Remember, I'm now Padre Benjamin.
Padre Benjamin.
There you go. This says Diamond Backers.
Yeah, because it was like the fan club. Remember when they were you were a kid?
Yeah, I was saying this feels kind of small.
Can I touch your balls?
Yeah,
Touch 'em.
be very gentle. Okay. Yeah.
It does say 2001
Yeah.
Diamondbackers.
No, be careful. All right.
Take it back.
Thank you.
All right, Tom, you got any final thoughts?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. There you go. Good night, everybody. No, this is great. Episode 50. Who would have thought that we would actually stick to it? And I mean, we
didn't kill each
proved
other.
all
By
the
it.
doubters.
we
By this
already
time.
stopped one time, and I don't know.
At least we're not writing articles. That's why.
Yeah, the article
That's why.
that was a little rough.
We just have to show up and talk.
We didn't even have AI back then. We were actually writing those articles.
I know. I'd chain smoke like cigarettes
So,
on the patio and write something.
ValleySportsPlug.org coming soon.
Yeah, please no. Please no. Well, no, guys, this is always a lot of fun. Mike, you said it perfectly about how no matter what's going on in our lives, we have an excuse that nobody can take away or force us not to do it, an excuse to come together once a month and spend time, shoot the shit, have fun, and talk about sports. And you can't beat it. You really can't. So thank you guys for that opportunity.
Yes, fellas. This was a different one. It was good to take a trip down memory lane, kind of just talk about, more broadly the sports and everything we do. But no, always appreciate doing this with you guys. It's a pleasure and honestly a privilege that we get to get together and do this. And it's been a hell of a ride. I look forward to episode 100 in the future, and it'll be crazy to see how that evolves. We have over 400 videos and live streams on our YouTube channel and on those audio streaming platforms. So it's like we got a body of work now, guys, and it wouldn't be possible without you guys watching and supporting us, keeping us motivated and moving on. We've had some good times, and it's been great. Like Mike had said earlier on the support, a lot of people, there's a kind of a joke where like people can kind of tend to try and minimize people's hobbies and passions. I remember especially growing up doing music and, being a rapper is like whatever, but like people be like, oh, how's your little music thing? How's your little stand-up comedy thing? How's your little, but I don't feel like anybody that has come to talk to me about it has ever been like, how's your little podcast doing? It's always been with respect, and not like that you have to say that, but you can kind of tell when people are being disingenuous, like, oh, you still doing that little thing you got going on? Like people are genuinely like very supportive.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, your husband has a podcast. Oh, like, because we do take it serious, and we do have a lot of fun here, and we, but I appreciate all the support. Anyone watching, as I always say, if you made it this far in the podcast, if you're watching or listening, you're a real one, and we love you and we appreciate you. And we talk about expanding the studio, bringing on more guests. We always open to having new people come on the live stream. Just get a camera, get a snowball microphone for $40 off Amazon, and come join us and let's talk sports, because we're not gatekeeping here. We're not trying to hog the mics or anything. We want to hear from true Valley sports fans and have you guys share your opinions as well. So Mike, Tallman, love you guys. Anyone out there watching, we love you guys. Follow us at AZ_VSP on Instagram, TikTok, X, Valley Sports Plug on YouTube and Facebook. All those links in the description below as always. But for the guys, I'm Chris Patrick. We'll see you next time. Peace.